Good morning students. Today we will read class 9 science chapter 11th. Topic is work and energy. In our previous classes we have learned about kinetic energy, but today we will read about potential energy. What is potential energy and on which factors the potential energy depends? Let's discuss. The energy which is possessed by the body due to its position and configuration said to be potential energy. When the body is placed above the ground, that is the position of the ground. When the position is above the ground, when it has some height with respect to the ground, then it possesses some energy. That is the energy possessed due to its position and configuration. In that properties, the body possesses some energy, and this energy is used to do some work. That energy is said to be potential energy of the body. Like take a rubber band, hold it at one end and pull from the other end. The band will stretch. Now release the band at one of the ends. What will happen then? You can observe. The band will tend to regain its original length. Obviously the band had acquired energy in its stretched position. So how did it acquire energy when it stretched? That is the configuration of the body. Due to this configuration, the rubber band can acquire energy and it can use energy to do some work. After releasing that end, the rubber band can do some work, like in catapult. This rubber band can apply force to the bob, which will move in forward direction. Like take a slinky and ask your friend to hold at one end and hold the other end, and now move away from your friend. After that you release the slinky. What will happen? How did the slinky acquire energy when stretched? That is also the similar case as like that rubber band. Now take a toy car. Wind it using its key. Place the car on the ground. Did the car move? From where did it acquire energy to move there? You will observe the car will move there. So from where it acquired energy to move? That is the potential energy which is stored inside the car. In that spring, when it releases the spring, the energy which is possessed by that spring will be used to move the car. That the potential energy which is stored in that spring converts into kinetic energy, by which the car will move. In these situations, the energy gets stored due to the work done of the object. The energy transferred to an object is stored as the form of potential energy. If it is not used to cause a change in the velocity or speed of the object, it is only stored in the object. You transfer the energy when you stretch a rubber band. The energy is transferred to the band is its potential energy. You do the work while winding the key of the toy car. The energy transferred to the spring inside the stored as potential energy. The potential energy possessed by the object is the energy present in it by virtue of its position and configuration. Now take a bamboo stick and make a bow. It is given a figure in your book. Now place an arrow made of light stick on it and with one end supported by the stretched string. Now stretch the string and release the arrow. Notice that the arrow flying off the bow, and notice the change in the shape of the bow. The potential energy stored in the bow due to the change of shape in the that is used in the form of kinetic energy, and is throwing off the arrow. Here in all cases we observe the potential energy is stored in the object, and this potential energy converts into kinetic energy by which work is done here. Now we'll discuss about the potential energy of an object at a height. An object increases its energy when raised through a height. This is because work is done on it against gravity while it is being raised. The energy present in such an object is the gravitational potential energy. The gravitational potential energy of an object at a point above the ground is defined as the work done in raising it from the ground to that point against the gravity. Let any object M, it will rise through a height h from the ground. A force is required to raise the object from the ground. The minimum force required to raise the object is equal to the weight of the object, that is mg. The object gains energy due to equal to the work done on it. Let the work done be W, that acts against the gravity. Here the W becomes equal to force into displacement, that is mg into h becomes mgh. That's why the potential energy is said to be mgh, because the potential energy which is stored in the body is used to work. How much energy is used, how much energy is stored inside that body, that much work will be done. So potential energy and work done both becomes equal in that case when the body rests above the ground. So we will derive the formula that potential energy is equal to mgh. Let a body of mass m which dies down by applying some force F on it in the direction opposite to the gravity. If the body rises about the height h above the ground. Here an object is there, and this object is raised up by height h. H distance is covered by this object, which is raised up by applying the force F on it. The force is applied in the opposite direction to that of the gravitational force. Now, if the mass of the body is m, then how much force it will be applied on this body? Here, amount of force applied here, that become equal to mass into acceleration according to the Newton's second law of motion. F is equal to m. F is equal to m, that is m into acceleration becomes equal to the acceleration due to gravity, that is g. A becomes equal to g, that is mg, and displacement, how much the body is displaced here. Since it is applied some force in opposite direction of gravitation, the body moves from this position to this position. So, during the covering of some distance, the body will be accelerated. It is accelerated. Since the body is moving up or moving down, the velocity must change. That's why the body will accelerate there. Acceleration happens, and this acceleration is considered as the acceleration due to gravity. During this acceleration, the displacement of the body becomes equal to the distance traveled by the body. This displacement is equal to distance traveled, or that is equal to height of the body which is raised up, that is h. Now, amount of work done, that is w. How much work will be done there? Since the direction of displacement and the direction of force which is applied on the object, both are same in this case. Since both are same, then maximum work will be done here, and we can calculate the work done in that case by directly multiplying with the force and that of displacement, that is F into S. It becomes equal to mgh. Next, the amount of energy which is possessed by the body when it is raised up, this energy becomes equal to the work done here, because when the object was on the ground, no energy is stored there, but when it is raised up, some amount of energy is stored inside this body, and this energy comes from the work done. So this work done becomes equal to the energy stored here, and this energy is said to be potential energy. This potential energy becomes equal to mgh. It is derived the formula by potential energy. Here we got potential energy is equal to mgh. This potential energy depends upon three factors. First one is mass, acceleration due to gravity, and height. How they are related? Let's discuss. Since we know potential energy becomes equal to product of mass, acceleration due to gravity, and height, this potential energy is directly proportional with mass. Potential energy is directly proportional with acceleration due to gravity, and potential energy is directly proportional with the height of the object from the ground. Even if the acceleration due to gravity, it is likely to be same, but actually it is different in different regions, like in equators or poles. The value of this g, acceleration due to gravity, is different. That's why we get different amount of potential energy. If mass and height is considered, then we get, if mass increase, then potential energy also increase. If we take two objects which are placed at the same height, like 10 meter, 10 meter, but here the body A and B has mass 4 kg and 5 kg, then body B acquires some more amount of energy as compared to body A, because the potential energy which is stored in that body A must be less as compared to body B. So potential energy of body B must greater than that of body A. That's why when mass increase, then potential energy also increase. So mass and potential energy both are directly proportional to each other. Similarly, when we consider the height of the object on the ground, if height increases, then potential energy also increases. When height decreases, then potential energy also decreases. In those conditions, when mass and height both increase, then potential energy also increase accordingly. Like if mass becomes double, then potential energy also becomes double. If mass becomes thrice, then potential energy also thrice. If mass is double and height is also double, then potential energy will increase 4 times. The potential energy of the body depends upon both the factors mass and height. It is directly proportional with mass and height. Since mass and height both becomes double, then we can say the potential energy increase by 4 times. In this way, we can compare potential energy and mass and height. Next, we'll do one example here. Find the energy possessed by an object of mass 10 kg. Here, it is given the question, find the energy possessed by an object of mass 10 kg when it is at a height of 6 meters above the ground. We have to find how much potential energy is stored, that is possessed the object having mass 10 kg and the height of the object from the ground is 6 meters. First we have to write the data points which are given here. That is 10 kg, 6 meters, 10 kg, that is the mass of the object. Mass of the object, that is N, is 10 kg. And height of the object, that is S, is 6 meter. And one more thing is given that acceleration due to gravity value of g, that is 9.8 meter per second square. Acceleration due to gravity g given as 9.8 meter per second square. Now we have to find the energy possessed by the object. When the object is placed above the ground, since the object is placed above the ground, the object must possess some potential energy, and the energy which is possessed here becomes equal to the potential energy of that body. So we have to find potential energy by using mgh. Here the energy possessed by the body becomes equal to potential energy. So, potential energy is equal to mgh. Now we have to put all the values of mass, acceleration due to gravity, and height. That is 10 kg into value of g, that is 9.8 meter per second square, into h, that is 10 meter. It becomes equal to 588 joule. 588 joule of energy is stored or it is possessed by the body having mass 10 kg and when it is at height of 6 meter above the ground. Let's do one more example. An object of mass 12 kg is at a certain height above the ground. If the potential energy of the body is 480 joule, find the height at which the object is with respect to the ground. It is given the value of g as 10 meter per second square. The question is, an object of mass 12 kg, that is given the mass of the object which is placed at certain height above the ground, and the amount of potential energy which is stored in that object, the object is possessed as 480 joule. We have to find the height of the object which is placed with respect to the ground. First, we have to write the data which is given in the question, that is mass 12 kg and the potential energy that is equal to 480 joule, and it is given the value of G also 10 meter per second square. Mass of the body, that is M, is given as 12 kg. Next, potential energy of the body is given as 480 joule. We have to find the height of the object when it is given the value of G, that is acceleration due to gravity. We have to find height. Here, the height of the body with respect to ground can be calculated by using the formula of potential energy. Now, we have to find the height of the body. Since it is given potential energy is 480 joule, that potential energy is equal to mgh, which is equal to 480 joule. Now we have to put the values of mass and acceleration due to gravity, and the height remains as h, that's 12 kg into 10 meter per second square into h is 480 joule. This implies h becomes equal to 480 joule by 12 kg into 10 meter per second square. It becomes 12, 4 ja 48, it is 40. 40 divided 10 is 4 meter. Here you can say the object is placed at height of 4 meter above the ground. Now we discuss our various energy forms interconvertible energy. Can we convert energy from one form to another? You find in nature a number of instances of conversion of energy from one form to another form. Let's discuss one activity here. Sit in small groups. discuss the various ways of energy conversion in nature. Discuss the following, like how do green plants produce food? Where do they get their energy from? Where does the air move from one place to another place? How are fuels like coal or petroleum formed? What kind of energy conversion sustains the water cycle? If we discuss all these activities, you must come across a conclusion that one form of energy must convert into another form of energy. Like the energy come inside this coal and petroleum. First it was stored in that of wood. In case of coal, the coal formed by the wood which is under the earth for millions of years ago, and the energy which is stored in that wood, now it becomes in that of coal. So this energy comes when we burn the coal. That heat energy comes from the energy which was stored in that coal in chemical form. Now it becomes in heat energy. So when we observe the energy what we get from our food, that is the chemical energy. First it was stored in that of green plants, and this energy in the green plants come from the energy provided by the sun. This solar energy converts into chemical energy stored in green plants. In this way, we conclude that energy converts from one form to another form. So different forms of energy, various forms of energy are interconvertible. So many of the human activities and the gadgets we use involve conversion of energy from one form to another form. Okay, next we will discuss the law of conservation of energy and power in next class. Okay.